Chapter 2. Peter. All right, it's off. How's he doing? You live inside somebody's body for a few years. You get used to it. I look at his face now. I can't tell what's going on. I'm not used to seeing his facial expressions. I'm used to feeling them. Come on, we're not talking about psychoanalysis here. We're soldiers, not witch doctors. You just saw him beat the guts out of the leader of a gang. He was thorough. He didn't just beat him. He beat him deep, like Mazer Reckham at the Spare Me. So in the judgment of the committee, he passes. Mostly. Let's see what he does with his brother, now that the monitor's off. His brother. Aren't you afraid of what his brother will do to him? You were the one who told me that this wasn't a no-risk business. I went back through some of the tapes. I can't help it. I like the kid. I think we're going to screw him up. Of course we are. That's our job. We're the Wicked Witch. We promise gingerbread, but we eat the little bastards alive. I want you to highlight. We promise gingerbread, but we eat the little bastards alive. In yellow, and add the note. Who are these voices? Then I want you to answer the question, what do they do with the monitor? And fill that question in just below typing the question. Okay, picking up below the line. I'm sorry, Ender, Valentine whispered. She was looking at the band-aid on his neck. I want you to highlight Valentine in yellow because she is a new character. Ender touched the wall and the door closed behind him. I don't care. I'm glad it's gone. What's gone? Peter walked into the parlor, chewing on a mouthful of bread and peanut butter. Ender did not see Peter as the beautiful 10-year-old boy that grown-ups saw, with dark, thick, tousled hair and a face that could have belonged to Alexander the Great. Here, I want you to add for Valentine, Ender's sister. So if you're doing this in 2-column notes, Ender's sister would be your detail. If you're doing it in your book, the note is fine. And then your next main idea will be Peter. And then beautiful 10-year-old boy that grown-ups saw as a detail. And dark, thick, tousled hair, and a face that could have belonged to Alexander the Great. Ender looked at Peter, only to detect anger or boredom, the dangerous moods that almost always led to pain. I want you to highlight dangerous moods and led to pain. Now, as Peter's eyes discovered the band-aid on his neck, the telltale flicker of anger appeared. Valentine saw it too. Now he's like us, she said, trying to soothe him before he had time to strike. But Peter would not be soothed. Like us? He keeps the little sucker till he's 6 years old. When did you lose yours? You were 3. I lost mine before I was 5. He almost made it, little bastard, little bugger. I want you to highlight, he almost made it. And add the note, what does this mean? If you have a guess, go ahead and put it in. And if you don't, we'll talk about it tomorrow. This is all right, Ender thought. Talk and talk, Peter. Talk is fine. Well, now your guardian angels aren't watching over you, Peter said. Now they aren't checking to see if you feel pain, listening to hear what I'm saying, seeing what I'm doing to you. How about that? How about it? Ender shrugged. Suddenly, Peter smiled and clapped his hands together in a mockery of good cheer. Highlight mockery in blue and write making fun of slash or teasing. Is making fun of or teasing what good cheer would look like.